Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. And today we're gonna be looking at another week of makeup releases. So I'm gonna share with you everything that's been released or sneak peeked, announced. And we're gonna talk about whether I wanna buy it or not, whether I have something similar, and what I think about the new releases. So hopefully you'll find this video interesting. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, especially eyeshadows. And yeah, I'm just a sucker for good eyeshadow palettes. So, and I think we have quite a bit of them today. So let's just jump right into it. Also, I haven't filmed today's look. I've been really bad at filming my eyeshadow looks lately, but I'm using the Christmas Eve palette by Udden's Eye and the Lovesick palette by Wicked Below. I've mostly used the Lovesick and then just to help myself with a couple of the deeper shades with the Christmas Eve palette. But yeah, I quite like this look, but it's very basic, so I haven't even filmed it. And now, I pretty much only looked through Makeup on Your Radar. I haven't really noticed anything different and interesting on Trend Mood or any other sites, so hope that's okay. And today we're gonna start with Urban Decay. They're re-releasing their original Naked palette, which I'm sure everybody has already heard about. It's supposed to be a limited edition, so I don't know how long it's gonna be available, but probably until they sell out of it. And I think it's supposed to be at Ulta. I've never owned this palette. I've only owned the cherry and honey palettes, and then I had the cyber one as well, but honestly I didn't love Urban Decay. I mean, the honey palette was kind of cool and it was my first time kind of trying yellows, and like, you know, it was nice for a while. Also it had a couple greenish shades, so also that was kind of like my window to green. And cherry was like one of the most colorful palettes I think they've ever done, or it's definitely been like very not neutral, I guess. But I've never had the original Naked palette. I never wanted it. I don't think I was aware about makeup like that when it launched. Like, I only knew about Essence, Catrice, and those kind of brands, but I definitely wasn't following the more like mainstream higher end brands at that time. And yeah, I think I first heard about Urban Decay with I don't know which came first, if the honey or the cherry palette, but I think that was the first time that I've heard about them. But yeah, it's now at Ulta for $59. I don't know if it's the original formula or if they've kind of improved it or did something with the formula. Since I've never had those old palettes, I don't know if the newer palettes are different. I know that when I had the Cyber palette, it was definitely a lot smoother than, for example, the Cherry palette, but also the Cherry palette had a lot of purples, and purples are a little bit harder to formulate. So yeah, I have no clue what the quality is like. And then Krypton Cosmetics as releasing a palette called Violet Crazy. It looks pretty cool. I've never tried anything from Krypton Cosmetics, but looking at the swatches, it has a lot of really nice special shades that just look really beautiful. And the matte selection, I mean, they are mostly like neutrals and with two purples. I don't know if I'm gonna pick them up. I know they already had a palette. I don't remember how it looked, but I think it was also like kind of fun shimmers, but pretty neutral matte. It's definitely better than neutral shimmers. That would really break my heart, but I know that I don't really go for neutral matte. I don't mind the idea of having a neutral matte crease and then fun shimmers on top of it, but it's just kind of, I love colors too much to even like use the neutral mattes. If I have colorful mattes in my collection, I'll just prefer to just use colorful mattes. And I don't always do monochromatic looks, like I don't need to use blue matte shades to use blue shimmer shades, I have no problem using like, I don't know, yellow mattes and blue shimmers or something. Like, I have no problem with that. But yeah, I don't I don't have anything against the idea of using neutral mattes and fun shimmers, but I just never actually do that when I'm doing my makeup. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna try this. I'll just probably wait if they're gonna do something more fun and more colorful. But this one is also supposed to be $59, and its launch date is to be announced. So we'll see when they release that. But it looks genuinely pretty, like especially the swatches. That's really cool. Then we have the Barely Basic palette by Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I don't know if we've talked about this last week or if it was different palette, because I feel like there's so many brands who are now releasing like neutral warm toned palettes, and I think I mentioned last week that I just find it kind of a little bit too soon. I was expecting that later on, like kind of towards the end of August, beginning of September, you know, with autumn. But yeah, Barely Basics, Glaminatrix Cosmetics, never tried anything from them, and I don't like neutrals. I definitely prefer these more like grungier, yellowier autumn neutrals, but I still don't really wear neutrals. Yeah, I don't mind sometimes using like brown with yellow or sometimes with green, but this only has browns. There is one row of kind of yellowy, muddy browns, or like, you know, like kind of, I don't know how to explain them, but they're really grungy yellowy browns. Those are kind of nice, but the rest are either too cool toned, almost gray, or just basic browns, so I don't really care for that. But the shimmers do look kind of nice. Some of these look very pretty, but also I have the Fall Magic palette by Unearthly, and I feel like the couple mattes and the couple shimmers that I like from this Glaminatrix palette, I can dupe with my Fall Magic palette. And then I forgot to mention with the Krypton palette, I feel like I can get something similar with my Dragon Eye palette from What's Up Beauty. I obviously would need to like properly see all the swatches from the Krypton palette to like see that, but the What's Up Beauty also has really beautiful shimmers, and then the mattes are, some of them are browns, some of them are kind of like peachy tones, and then there's a couple like purpley pinky ones. So I feel like it's similar layout, not the same shades obviously, it's not a perfect dupe, but the idea behind it is kind of similar. So yeah, I don't need those two, and I know that I wouldn't be like the most excited about that. But what is Krypton Cosmetics releasing, and I might buy that, is the Atlantis palette. Again, launch date is supposed to be announced sooner, later, but this one is gonna be $61, and this one looks beautiful. The mattes look to be more blue purple with a couple kind of brownish shades, but most of them look kind of bluish, purpley, periwinkly. And then the shimmers look wonderful. There's one shimmer that looks like mermaid. It's like blue, green, teal, purple. It looks stunning. Then there's like this reddish, purplish, pinky going to greeny gold. That palette definitely is speaking to me a little bit more. I wish I was able to see. I wish they would show the packaging, like the outside packaging, because they only show the inside of the palette. I would kind of like to know if there's something special on the front packaging, because I just like to see beautiful palettes, you know, with nice packaging, but that's just me. Then Gman Girls are releasing 2 new palettes on August 13th, and it's kind of like a collab between Gman Girls and Ladybug Glow. So Gman Girls is releasing they're releasing 2 palettes, and it's the Paradise Gove, I'm not really sure, And then El Camino. I'm not gonna get any of these because one of them, even though it has some nice shades, like some greens with really poppy yellows, with poppy blues, like deep kind of navy blues, but then the shimmers kind of look neutral-ish, and then the other palette is like pinky, gray, blue, which is just not me. I usually really like releases from Gman Girls, even though I don't have all of their palettes, but I usually get really impressed and excited about their new releases. This one, I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm used to seeing from them, and I haven't found if they've been working with Doodles by the Bunny on this, because usually her ideas and like drawings and designs are really what sells Gourmand Girls for me. And she isn't listed here, at least not on Makeup on Your Radar, and I haven't found it on Gourmand Girls' website or like their Instagram, so I don't know. But yeah, maybe that's what's throwing me off. But that's just me. So yeah, I don't know how much they're gonna cost. It looks like the price isn't listed yet. I mean, it's coming in like a week and a bit, like almost 10 days, so I'm sure it's gonna be announced eventually. Then the Crow collection from Wicked Widow Beauty is being restocked. And they're kind of opening another pre-order. So I think the date is August 15th. Yeah. In case you wanted to get that. I don't really know much about Crow, and I don't like this color story. It looks really cool in the palette, but I know I would never use it because it's very gray and red, and I don't like grays or reds on me, honestly. Like, I don't mind having like black smoky eye or something, but grays and red shades don't look good on me, and also a lot of the times the red doesn't really look red for most of the palettes that I've seen, and they kind of look more pink or like magenta, especially on me for some reason, so I wouldn't want that. And I was kind of looking at one of the lipsticks from that collection because it kind of looked like it might look more taupey neutrally on me, but yeah, I'm not getting this one. It's not really something that I know I would wear, and I don't like to buy makeup just for a fun color story if I know I'll never use it. Then Bella Beauty Bar has officially released the 20 pan matte color story and the molten chromes multi-chrome color story, multi-chrome palette, and I think they also have blush palette, and I don't know if there wasn't something else. Yeah, mascara. So the matte palette is $36. The molten chrome palette is for $60. And then baked blush $30 and mascara $16. I think everything except the mascara. I'm not sure about the mascara, but everything else is on Monolith. They had launched today, so if you wanna get that, I was checking the website, I don't know, 2 hours ago, and it was still available, both of these products. So you can definitely get that there if you're from the EU, and if you're from the US, you can definitely get it on Bella Beauty Bar's website. I think last week or in some kind of video, I mentioned that I would kind of want the molten chromes, but thinking back to it, I know I wanted all I ever wanted multi-chrome palette or like all shimmer palette from Unearthly, and that is slightly cheaper comparing that it has a lot more shades. because $60 for 6 eyeshadows, it's a little bit pricier. I know that the All I Ever Wanted has 12, I think. Has it 12? Well, it definitely has something around like 12 shades, and it definitely costs a little bit less than that. And that one is also magnetic. And I'm still kind of on the fence with the dew drops from Delan Cosmetics, but yeah, so I maybe I'll definitely have this in my wish list and maybe like eventually, but I don't really want to buy 3 all shimmer palettes, especially since one of them is this expensive. But it looks really beautiful. I don't know how similar it would be to the All I Ever Wanted, and I kind of want to switch. And I kind of want to swatch the All I Ever Wanted first to see if it's not too similar. Then Delan Beauty is releasing a holographic chameleon eyeshadows. They're like single shadows. They look really beautiful. I think I should get 2 of them in PR, at least if everything goes well, but it should be on my way. I don't know when it's gonna come. But yeah, I was able to pick 2 shades from them, and they look really pretty. Some of them are kind of like marbled, some of them are like one shade throughout the whole pan, and they look very pretty. So I definitely recommend checking them out. They have so many different like versions and colors. There were some really nice kind of deeper ones, some really nice blues, and I think there were a couple like kind of more neutrally if you don't really like, you know, colorful makeup. And there was this one that's kind of like marbled black, gray, silver. That was kind of really cool. So yeah, definitely recommend checking them out. They're pretty cool brand, I think, and I definitely want to get more products from them, but I want to test these first, and then eventually I want to get one of the eyeshadow palettes. It's the one with the snake, because I love snakes, in case you didn't know that. Then Glam Shop has a new release. It's a collection, and it's time for a blissful holiday with the essence of hot Santorini, and this set has lip pencil, lipstick, eyeliner, 15 eyeshadows in universal muted colors with blue accent, face contouring palette, new makeup bases, two-way eyeliner mascara. Yeah, it's definitely a bigger collection. It's a pretty neutral color story, pretty light as well, with just like 1 or 2 pops of blue and a couple kind of like purpley leaning neutral shades, which is definitely not something that I would get uses out of. So yeah, I was kind of hoping that they're gonna have like a fun summer release, but this one is more neutral and not really what I like. Why is there so many neutral palettes nowadays? Like, it's good for me that I don't have to spend money on it, but yeah. Also, September 4th is really important date for Nomad Cosmetics. They're restocking the, God, how was it called? The Haunted Europe palette, which kind of looks really cool. And they're also relaunching the Ghost Town USA palette, which I will not get definitely because I didn't really like it. It's too gray for me, but the Haunted Europe has some really fun poppy shades, but it also has a lot of grays, and I don't really go for grays. So I will have to just, you know, get more, look more into it and see if I actually want to pick it up. But yeah, September is, but yeah, it's, we still have like a month left, so I don't think I have to make the decision just yet. Then also Blend Bunny is restocking Lure and All Done Up. I've never tried Blend Bunny. I don't think I'll try Blend Bunny because they have too big of a palette, and for me they're really boring. I understand that they're made to be like really easy for people, but I want some fun. Even if they just like mix match, even if they just even if they just move the shades around to like not make them in those lines and just make it a little bit more fun for me, because this way, because it's so precise and like lined up, I just kind of, I don't know, for me it's like I would see it as a rule that I have to use the palette that way, and it would make me uncomfortable mixing other shades from that palette, if that makes sense. Like I have this weird thing where I just need to like follow certain rules if I can see them there, and for me I would feel bad not using the palette just like the one row. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me that's just how my brain works, and I don't like palettes who are structured that way. Also, the palettes are kind of big, like I don't need that many shades at once, and a lot of the times I don't really see much of differences, especially in the lighter shades. I feel like sometimes they look very similar, and they could have been just kind of, it could have been different. So I don't know. I wish Blend Bunny would start doing smaller palettes, and if they did, maybe. But yeah, because I've heard they're wonderful. Like the formula, I've heard nothing but good things about that. But I don't like the layup. It genuinely isn't for me. Then I guess it's pronounced Mandy Makeup. Is collaborating with I am Jacob. I don't know how it's called. I haven't heard about that person, but they're releasing a palette that looks really fun. Like especially the artwork. The palette is called A Few of Our Favorite Things, if I can read that correctly, and it's supposed to launch on the 9th, and it's gonna retail for $54.99, I suppose US dollars. There are some really fun shades, especially the shimmers look kind of fun, and there's like blue and kind of like corally hot orange. But then there are a couple of shades that I just don't know how they're gonna look. And yeah, the shimmers look really nice for me. It's just the mattes, because the mattes kind of look very either cool tone or they're red and like really vibrant orangey red. I don't like blues with reds, and also I don't know, there's something about the color story when it comes to the matte shades that I wouldn't get uses out of. But the shimmers genuinely look cool, and the artwork is super fun. Like I love what they did there. Then Gman Cosmetics is releasing tomorrow 6 new chrome liquid eyeshadows. They look really pretty, especially the shade Lucid and Witchcraft. Those are definitely my favorite from the line. They're gonna be all for £8 or $10, and yeah, coming up tomorrow. So I've never tried the brand, but I've definitely looked at a lot of their products, and I do want to try them at some point. It's just like lately I've been only shopping either on Monolith or like brands that I've already shopped from before, and yeah, it's been kind of harder for me to try new brands and kind of like shop from other places. But yeah, I'll definitely get to them at some point. Then the inside of the palette for Artitude Cosmetics has been revealed not that long after I've made the previous video. But yeah, is it Metamorph? I think it's Metamorph or something like that. Yes. The color story looks beautiful. It's genuinely really beautiful. I'm still on the fence if I should get this one or not. It's already on Monolith, so if you're from EU, you can definitely get it on Monolith as well. And yeah, I think I'll place the order on Monolith somewhere throughout this week. I think it's gonna be like Wednesday, Thursday, because I have quite a lot of time that day, so those days. So I'll just go through the website and make my final decision. But yeah, either I'm gonna get it, or maybe if it's gonna be in stock later, I might get it later when I make up my mind. But it looks very pretty. It's genuinely stunning and I love butterflies. And it's definitely different because I feel like a lot of their previous color stories have been mostly neutral. So I like that this one is definitely quite colorful. Then we've been already able to see the inside of the signature collaboration with Makeup on Your Radar. I think they're releasing 4 small palettes, if I'm not mistaken. They're all 5-pan palettes, and they look stunning. I really like the color story of the, oh god, Effervescence. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That one is definitely interesting. And yeah, there's 4 5-pan mini eyeshadow palettes. Elegance is beautiful. That one is very peacock friendly palette. Eloquence looks really cool. Like that's kind of more like deeper color story. And then I don't know if it's extravaganza or like what, I can't really read the name properly. But that one is also pretty, like the green with the blue with the pink. The red shade there is kind of throwing me off a bit, but I would definitely want the elegance and then the effervescence, if that's correct. It's the all shimmer iridescent palette. That one looks truly beautiful, and it would be super nice to have to travel to use as like a eyeshadow and also highlighter. I think that would be wonderful. Then there's also a release from Notoriously Morbid, and they're releasing a palette. It's called What's Life Without a Little Gossip, and it's kind of like a Bridgerton, right? That's the series. It's the like the Lady Whistledown inspired palette. I've only seen a couple episodes of the newest season, because like my friend wanted to see it, and I was there with her. But I don't know much about Bridgerton. Maybe at some point I'll check it out. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen a couple of the books and like in store, and I just never really, they never really look like something I would like. After seeing the newest season, I think I might give the series a try, but I don't know if I'm gonna read the books. I don't know if it's 100% what I like to read. I have to I have to get more into that, I guess. But yeah, this launched on Friday, August 2nd, and I think it's all shimmer palette, if I'm not mistaken. At least it looks like it's all shimmer palette, and it's all kind of greens, blues, and purples. It looks very pretty. It definitely looks very pretty. I don't know how much it costs. Yeah, I think it's $46.99, and you can use codes with the palette, which I think is pretty nice price considering that it's all shimmers and some of them are multi-chromes, duochromes, and you have, how much shades are there? It's 12 eyeshadows for $47, which is definitely a lot better price than the, for example, the Bella Beauty bar. And looking at the swatches, it looks like most of these shades are at least like duochromes or multichromes. I only see a couple of shades that look like they're typical shimmers. So, and that could also just be lighting. I'm not completely sure if they're shimmers or if they're duochromes, multichromes. But yeah, definitely wonderful color story. We'll see. I'll definitely need to see if someone who I know and who I trust with their opinion will like give it a good rating. Because a lot of these shades, like you pretty much only have green, blue, and purple in there, which for 12 eyeshadows, I know they're all different undertones and stuff, but I don't know if I need that many shimmers just in this color family. I'll think about that one. But if they're really good and if they don't crease, I might give it a try, honestly. It kind of looks like it could be fun. And what else? Do we have any other collection? In the last week's video, I've mentioned then that the Paris Corner perfumes are releasing a fragrance that has like a snake on it, and I guess they're releasing multiple different fragrances that are all in the line called Ophidian, and they're all kind of have like snake packaging. And the one that I was looking at this week is called Mango Bliss, and this one looks really nice. Like it's supposed to have mango and citrus in it, and honestly that's exactly what I like. The top notes are mango, ginger, red berries, and lemon. Heart is coumarin, woody, and jasmine, and base is oud, amber, cypriol, oil, and musk. I don't know, I kind of really want to know what this is like. I don't know the price of this, and I've tried to go on their website. They don't have these listed yet. Some of their fragrances look to be like a little bit more expensive, but I don't know what these are gonna cost. But the mango one definitely caught my eye. So let me know if you've heard about this brand and if you know like what are they like. Are they more like a stronger scent or more mid-tone or lighter? Definitely let me know if you've ever tried anything from them or if you've heard anything about them. But yeah, these look really nice, and I think that's our last release for this week. There were a couple of other things on Makeup on Your Radar, but they either didn't really caught my eye or I just didn't really care for them. I know that there's gonna be new hairline from Blake Lively. I'm not gonna try a hairline that's gonna be that I'm not gonna be able to buy in Czech Republic, honestly. Like, I'm not that crazy about these things. And I think there's enough of hair care here to choose from, so I'm definitely not gonna be trying that. And then there were a couple, like, I don't know, lip products being released and bronzers and stuff like that, which again, I don't really review that often, so I didn't felt like I should be talking about that. And also I just didn't see any shades that I would be super interested in. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here. Let me know which of these releases caught your eye. I definitely am gonna be looking at the Atlantis palette by Krypton Cosmetics to kind of see more from them and see like more pictures with her. And I guess I'm gonna take a closer look into the Bridgerton palette by Notoriously Morbid as well. And then the Signatures collab with Makeup on Your Radar. If I'm gonna get my hands on one of these palettes, I'll definitely try them. But I think that's the only releases that I'm kind of interested in. Nothing else really spoke to me. But yeah, I should be getting the Little Cosmetics Avatar collection soon. I think they should be shipping it somewhere next week, so either by the end of next week or beginning of the new week I should get my hands on it, and obviously I'm immediately gonna start filming with that one because I just can't wait for that. So definitely stay tuned for that, and yeah, somewhere throughout this week I will order from Monolith. So yeah, there's gonna be new reviews coming up. I know I haven't really done a lot of reviews lately because I just haven't really bought anything lately. I don't even know what was the last thing I bought, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, which I'm glad I wanted to kind of slow it down for summer when it comes to spending money. So we're doing good, except the huge order that I'm gonna place on Monolith, but we don't have to talk about that, right? So yeah, definitely let me know which of these releases interests you. If you already picked something up from this, from what we've talked about today, and let me know if you've recently bought anything fun. I would like to know that. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll be very happy to see you in my next video. Bye!